And welcome back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 2. Last time, we got access to Grandpa the Whale. This time, we're going to explore some of the options that have been opened up to us with Grandpa. Now, with him on our side, we can get to any beach area, or well, we can go basically anywhere that has a beach attached to it. Now, we're looking for Tunlin, which is roughly in the middle of the ocean. But there is one other quest I'd like to address before we continue on with the story. Now, this is a rather obliquely hinted at side quest that I'm about to do. I don't know how much in the game actually tells you can do this, but I know about it, so I figure I may as well take care of it right now. I also think that's the first time I had to use the map screen in this game. The map works pretty simply, it just fills out as you encounter new land masses, so I'll just bring it up here. You bring it up by pressing the select button, and there you go, see? Now, over in this area specifically, there is a beach that I want to stop on. I have to be a little careful, as the enemies around here are decently strong, but our destination is that patch of sand right there that has that little circular indentation in it. Also, I put Jean in my party largely just because he has the warp spell, but don't get used to him being there. Blue, huh? That name sounds familiar. Well, where is she? Well, the game doesn't tell you this, but coming here and talking to these spirits, that's something of a small sequence trigger. And Blue does seem to enjoy her liquor. Ah, here's a Tolan. Now, a Tolan is used to play the Othello minigame that one of the carpenters way back at Capitan would be hosting if you chose him. The Othello minigame can get you some items that, if you access it early enough, you can get some pretty decent stuff, but none of it is unique, and honestly, not much of it is particularly great. Some of it is even just sold by the tenants you can get within Township. So, not exactly a big deal. And here's the big reason I brought Jean into my party. Don't worry, I will be using him for an actual dungeon soon, but what's coming up, he'd actually be complete dead weight for, so I'm not going to bother. Now, back in hometown, we have to head back to Nina's magic school. And if I remember correctly, what I'm looking for is on the second floor. And it should be this woman on the left. Huh? What's this lady talking about? Whoa! Hey! Now I remember, Blue is a character from the first Breath of Fire. And she's going to join us. Now, Blue is an optional character, and she is really, really good. Right now, she joins the party at level 35. That is insane. She also has a bunch of endgame level magic, and she proceeds to learn even more powerful magic over the course of her next 4 level ups. Plus, she has the power-up buffing spell, which would normally be the earliest you could get access to that effect, although I do have a bit of an interesting revelation in regards to that I actually wasn't aware of, but more on that when it becomes pertinent. Alright, so I'm going to change my party up a little bit here. I'm going to bring Sten, Rand, and Nina. And the reason I want Rand and Nina is between the two of them I'll have 2 characters that can hit multiple enemies at the same time with a decent AP pool to actually utilize that effect. Ooh, Nina is actually really low on AP, I better rest up. Yeah, if a character is in reserve, they do not get their AP or an HP restored if you go to an inn. You can actually rest in Bo and Jeff's apartment for free, but I don't really want to take the extra time to do that. If I was playing on my own, I would save myself the 10 coins, even though that amount of money is completely fleeting. Now that that's taken care of, let's get to our actual destination. So, if you remember, we're looking for the Grass Man, and he's in the carnival at Tunlin, which is right here. We're getting this all settled really quickly. But Yeah, blue is really good, and it's going to be a decent amount of time before we actually catch up to her in levels, so I'm not going to be using her for quite some time. Wait, what? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, we gotta... I feel dirty paying for this, but we gotta go see that ringleader. Ringmaster? No, whatever. Whatever the case, we gotta talk to him. Was this monster here before? Oh, jeez. Alright, we gotta settle this, and quick. Get out of my way. Out of my way, flute ladies. I don't exactly get that one. I think she was implying she wanted to throw up. Hey, now we can actually see him in full view. Hey, the Grassman doesn't seem to be all that fazed by this. Not at all. I don't find your sense of humor particularly funny. No. Yes, I do. Another animal. What kind would you be looking for? An Oopa-Roopa? 900,000 coins? Jeez, we'll get the Oopa-Roopa. That's, really disgusting. Anyway, that absurd amount of money that he just asked for, you can actually get that, and you can pay him, but it is more than an absolute waste of your time and effort, and the only way you could feasibly get that much money in an amount of time that wouldn't take like a year is if you cheated. So we're just going to get the Oopa-Roopa. Now, to hunt Oopa-Roopas, well, we're going to need a specific kind of bait. And I forget exactly what tells you where the Oopa-Roopas are. If you go there, there'll be someone that tells you you need bait, and they'll give you one piece of it. And if you know what you're doing, you can get by with that one piece, but, well, let's just assume we don't know what to do exactly, and try to find some additional information, potentially more bait. Also, this is Gate over here. Gate is actually reasonably close to the Hunter's Shack, which is where we're heading right now. If we could get through those trees, we could actually visit Gate, but we don't have a way to get through there quite yet. Off-screen, I invested in a few items, specifically some smokes, as well as some help BLs to assist with our healing woes. And of course I get poisoned in that encounter. Why wouldn't I? Luckily I still have some antidotes on hand. Alright, let's see what... You ever get the feeling that a game has it out for you? Maybe I'm just being crazy. Actually, you know what? I'm actually just gonna want to change my formation up real quick. I want Rand in the place of Sten there. Just because he has more defense. And if Sten gets knocked down to critical, he will be reverted. As you've probably noticed, it's locked. Do I have time warp right now? Yes, I do. Okay. One Oopa-Roopa. Well, seems like the place to get information on them. Okay, time warp. I've honestly never run into buildings being locked on my own personal playthroughs. It's kind of a weird thing I've been seeing right now. Owl flower, huh? How grim. I wonder who unlocked the door, though. Well, whatever the case, the owl flower bears the owl fruit, which is the bait we need to capture an Oopa-Roopa, so we don't have a choice but to go here. Hopefully these guys are just over-exaggerating. I got a bad feeling about this one. Huh, it's a girl. What's she up to? Whoa! Well, I don't like the turn this has taken. And here we have Algernon, Danielle, and Suiki. Now, if you're something of a literature buff, or maybe you just had the same curriculum in your high school English classes that I had, you may be familiar with a little story called Flowers for Algernon. And all of these girls are named after the author and the story itself. Obviously, Algernon is named after the story. Danielle and Suiki are named after Daniel Keyes. Suiki seems to have been something of a bit of a mix-up in translation. Now, one of the things that I got was medicates, and I was actually not aware of the existence of this item, but medicates cast offense up on your characters, and they are sold in the special item shop that I have in Township. And honestly, offense up is a really good buff. It doubles your offense stat. Pretty significant. Now, like all boss fights, the best thing to do here is open with a dragon spell. Algernon is pretty tough, and Danielle and Suiki, they cast numerous spells, like Thunder, and as you can see, I believe it was Suiki who was casting Cure 2, so you want to take them out fast and make sure they stay taken out. That's why I brought Rand and Nina, so I have two spellcasters using multi-targeting spells. So when they come back, I can get both of them in a single turn, as well as get damage in on Algernon. As you can see, at the end of... there's a random chance every turn that one of them will come back. It is possible for both of them to come back in a single turn, which is not very fun. Yeah, I'd better use Thunder. And get a Medicate onto Jeff there. Yeah, you definitely want to... I think that was Danielle, actually, who was using Cure 2. You definitely want to make sure she's not doing that. Because otherwise, this fight is going to be very, very frustrating. Algernon herself is already a really hard-hitting boss. But if I remember correctly, the combined damage of Sonic Boom and Thunder should take out the both of them. Apparently not. Well, oops. What did I do? Oh, I used Wake. Let's see. And, better start throwing out the help BLs. Last thing you want is for your characters to get taken out in a bad situation like this. Luckily, with the power-up boost, Jeff should be more than capable of matching the damage that's getting healed. I'll have to have Sten use a help BL on himself. He's getting low on HP there. Ooh, jeez. Alright, well that's one taken care of. Oh, come on! Yeah! Now that is the advantage of having a power-up. Okay. I'm gonna actually have to use a help BL on Rand instead. This is actually a very difficult fight if you don't know how to handle it. Least of all because that happens. The Thunders, though, those are getting pretty obnoxious as well. I think Sten's going to lose his Shaman form. Yep. That's just something that occasionally you can't really do anything about it. Now, easily the most dangerous thing Algernon can do is that I believe she is capable of using Cold Breath, which is very nasty, and you definitely want to hope that doesn't happen. I'm getting good luck with these critical hits. Alright, luckily, Sten... Ah, jeez. Okay. I'm gonna have to be a bit more conscientious about this. I'm gonna have to leave Danielle and Suiki alone for a turn, because I just need some healing done. Let's see. Defend. And Nina will have to get a help BL on herself. The defend should keep Sten from dying there. Ooh. Oh, hey, his guts came in. This is actually getting pretty dire. Oh, Algernon's already taken care of. Well, that is incredibly fortunate. We'll have Jeff defend, and let's just focus on taking these guys out as soon as possible. Hopefully he'll be able to take the Thunder better than Sten did. There's not too much you can do to help your chances against surviving that, since magic deals damage in a range, and even with defense to have it, it's not really something you can have a perfect defense against. But this should take care of them. Ooh. Ah. Looks like Jeff is gonna... Well... let's see, can I preemptively use a life pill on him? Looks like I can. Okay. So yeah, this is not the ideal way this fight could have gone, but I didn't do any grinding beforehand, so I'm perfectly okay with how this went. It did definitely help that I got those critical hits, and the power-up, as you saw, greatly boosted Jeff's damage output. But there we go. Overall, not too bad if you know what to do. Also, Algernon. This game has, as you've just probably noticed, an amazing translation that's well known for its consistency. Anyways, after that hassle, you could just leave without taking the owl fruit, but you do want to take it. Now, I believe that there is actually not enough owl fruit. The way this works is that there's a limited number of owl fruits, and I think there's actually more places to use the owl fruit than there actually is owl fruit, or I'm being very redundant here. There's less owl fruit than you could potentially end up needing. And if you get into a situation where you have no way of catching an Oopa Roopa, I believe you can just go back and refuse the chief's offer, and, well, that continues the story. There's also another way that you can choose to refuse the chief's offer, though you do have to successfully hunt at least one Oopa Roopa. But we'll be getting to that soon enough. And actually, that's actually all I really wanted to take care of this episode. Algernon is a very difficult boss. It might not have come through since I knew largely what was coming, but if you don't know what's coming, Algernon is an incredibly difficult boss, and for some people, they actually need to bring Blue along, because it's a very intimidating fight, especially if you don't know some of the cheesier strategies in this game, like just continually restoring Jeff's AP in order to have him spam dragon forms. So, I think we'll actually call it a video here. I hope you enjoyed watching, and please, have a nice day. I hope to see you next time.